when we talk about moment in time, like music-wise, and like what an artist represents for a very specific time period, there was a time in music, and unfortunately, I wasn't old enough to experience it 100%, but there was a time in dance music and electronic music specifically, like a decade ago, where all the really cool people who all secretly thought they were losers were all meeting up in these like grungy little rock clubs with really shitty DJ setups and playing really aggressive electronic music, and just it was just completely DIY and punk, and it was incredible.
Yes.
And through the advent of EDM, and Bloghouse has a lot to do with it, because I could talk to you about Chubby Beavers and Bingo Balls and all that stuff, and how they kind of ushered in progressive house and EDM, and then Dutch house, and then electro, and like it got like louder, bigger, harder, faster, very quickly, and it started overshadowing that very DIY aesthetic, for glamour and kind of like bigness. So in like 2011, 2012, like when Swedish House Mafia is at Madison Square Garden, or maybe that was 2013. I forget what year that
it's
was.
Definitely
it was
like 2012 or 2013. I think 2014 is when they like bowed out.
Yeah, so you have this moment in time where like it became huge, and that essence, that core of the weirdo DIY like leather jacket with zipper hoodies and like too tight jeans and Converse and Red Bull vodka like kind of died out.
American Apparel, purple tights, and like maybe the nipples cut out.
You got it. Yeah, exactly. Like when the people that were DJing legitimately looked like they just crawled out of Karen O's carcass. Like
exactly. And they spent a lot of time making their hair look that messy. Let's be real. It's like I woke up like this and a can of spray. Anyway, yes, it was a good time.
Anyway, so which conveniently, funny enough, the kids that were a little bit too young to fully experience that period of time and pine for it. Fast forward 10 years, we're there again.
Exactly.
Like the music that I hear Nala making is very reminiscent of like Miss Kitten or Nine Inch Nails or Karen O, like specifically like Heads Will Roll era. Yeah. It's like, or the stuff that Vanessa's making, which is like very breaks influenced and like isn't afraid to embrace femininity, but is also like holding up a massive middle finger and saying, screw all of you people who think that there's not a place for us. And like, you know, as far as the music that I'm making, it's like, it's very much house music. It's very much influenced by like the melodic tech thing that we're surrounded by at the moment. But at its core, the songwriting has qualities of like Hole and Fiona Apple and Lucy Dacus and Phoebe Bridgers, and like is very much like angry and guttural and femme and kind of over this bullshit. And even like the conversations I have with like the Mike B, for example, who also goes by Brillstein, and a few other people, a few other monikers, like he was in LA DJing at the time that all of this was happening. And talking to him at Camp Out and hearing his experience and like how he's ready to get back to that. And he's
I'm here for it. I've been ever since 2007 ended, I've been on a journey to get back there. So I'm truly always ready for it.
You know, and it's like I'm ready to see us kind of take the mantle, so to speak, or the torch from, the people that came up through the early 2000s and peaked in 2010. Like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready for us to kind of 10 years after the fact take it on so that we can peak in 2030 and,
Yes.
be the losers that are a little too old to be wearing leather jackets.
Revenge of the Nerds once more.